be my co-host, so you can start to ask some questions. Thank you so much, everyone. Now the interview will start.
Thank you very much for joining us today. My name is Chiza. I'm a Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador, and we are here with Fanny Nduvu, my mentor for this program, and we have Mr. Lebo, a former Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador, who will be sharing with us his journey as a Microsoft Student Ambassador and how he started with Power Platform and gets a job at a company based in the United Kingdom. Welcome, everyone. So I want to let Mr. Lebo introduce himself.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Okay, so my name is Lebohang Ngcobo, and I'm from DUT, former Microsoft Student Ambassador, former Microsoft Student Partner. We first started off as an MSP, and then the program changed, and then I became an ambassador. And before I started doing Power Apps, I was a pro developer. And so I'll be explaining my journey from pro development to low code, basically. Yeah. I'm not sure if I should just get started right now, or I should just give you like the okay.
No, because you have said that like now you were a pro developer, but before you get there, there's a fascinating story about you because there's a reason you even entered into the space of a Power Platform. I remember like you were this person. I haven't joked yesterday. I wrote on my social media. You were this person who used to depress me. You will come there, tell me stories. You'll tell me stories, say the environment, and then every time, like I always had a headache when you come, but then this is the person who came from there. So we want to hear first to say like what was happening to you during that period, because we need to take everyone through that journey to say like you didn't just pop up and be this person now who's an international now, because everyone wished to work in the UK, in the US, and you have reached that level, but you didn't start there. And as a person who've been there and saw you firsthand when you were at the lowest of your things, so tell us what was going on during that time.
Okay, it's the longest story, to be honest.
Yeah,
I think Fanny has heard it a couple. Yeah, Fanny has heard it a lot of times. Yeah. So my journey in IT started in high school. I did IT in high school, but it was really difficult in high school. And so it's actually my lowest subject in high school, IT, right? And so when I matriculated, I thought, let me do anything but IT, because clearly I'm not that good at it. But I did love it. So it was a very conflicting thing. And so I went to DUT, I was technology, the course that I did. So I started biotechnology and I did it for like, I think 3 weeks, until I thought to myself, this is not what I want to do in my life. I don't enjoy it.
Lebo?
It looks like he's having internet issue.
Yeah, so I hope it's not load shedding on his side there. Hello? Hey, sorry about those technical issues. You'll be back now. So I'll just request him to switch off the video so that we can have a better experience with him. So just to recap, he told you that he was from DUT, he studied here, he did his 3 years and diploma here, and then here you okay, welcome. So what you can do, like, because now everyone see your cute face, and so now you can switch off the thing so for a better experience. Because it seems
okay. Yeah, I'm getting a bit of network issues for some reason. I don't know what happened.
So no,
okay,
just
so let me just
video. Yeah.
Okay. And so impulsively, I thought to myself, if I'm going to do something for the rest of my life, I'd rather do something I enjoy. And I know that IT is difficult, but I will be relentless with it. I will try my best, and I will become one of the best in the field if I have to. And so impulsively, I went to the office, the faculty office of applied sciences. IT registered before even going to IT. And so I went to IT and told them that I've deregistered my biotechnology and I want to enroll in application development. Right. When I got there, they told me that the course was full. I'm a bit too late. Um, and then I had to sort of try my way and try and talk to them for a bit, show them my metric statement that I actually did IT in high school, and then they let me enroll in the course. And that was like the starting point of my career in tech, right? And so I started in IT. It was fun at first, but everything that I was learning, I already knew in high school. So it got a bit, I don't know if there's a better term for it, but it wasn't as intriguing as I thought it would be. And everyone that I met in the course didn't enjoy the course. They were there for their personal reasons. For example, if you try to talk to someone in IT, they tell you that they wanted to do engineering in UKZN, but they couldn't get in. So IT was like their second, like the last option for them. And so I'm like, "Oh, you're telling me that this is something that you did because you had no other choice, but I actually chose to be here." Um, and so it became a difficult thing to sort of interact with people in IT because people were talking about how difficult it was, how they don't want to be here, they'd rather be in some other place, you know. And so I couldn't find my people, like people that actually enjoyed IT. It was difficult. It took some time. Um, and so I I eventually started acting out, doing things that I didn't actually enjoy. I think this is the part where I became problematic. You know, I became a problem because now I have this potential, but I'm not using it. I'm doing other things, with other people.
So what were those things? We want you to get specific because you met wrong people, wrong people. Because yes, later you'll tell us in your story you met right people. Then that's why you were where
Mhm.
you are. So firstly, when you arrive at university, you met wrong people, and then what the wrong things that you did specifically?
We did everything but study. To be honest, we did everything but study. We had fun. We went out. We were not focused. To be honest, and so if well, the moral of the story is that if you surround yourself with such people, you become those people, even if you're not that person.
Mm.
There comes a point whereby you think, okay, this is who I am. This is what I enjoy. But you go back to your room. You're like, but this is not what we here, chief. This is not what we planned. But now you're in this circle. It's difficult to get out. Because now your entire life revolves around this. You've had like a year or so of just this. You know.
Mm.
And I think it was second year of university, if not third year, when my life took a turn. Something tragic happened, and I realized life is short. I can't be wasting my time doing things that I don't enjoy with people that won't help me in the future. As much as it is fun, it is not fruitful in the future. I didn't see a future whereby this took me anywhere. Um,
Mm.
and so after talking to Homo for a bit, I spoke to Homo a lot of times, and then he convinced me to join the program.
Mm.
And at that time, right, to be honest, at that time you sort of filled an application form for to join the program, and then they sort of go through it to accept you on or decline. And so I'm going through this application form. I have nothing to fill. I don't have a GitHub account. I don't have any article. I have nothing. Basically, I've wasted 2 to 3 years of my life in university doing nothing.
Mm.
Um, and so I'm like, but will they even take me? Because I don't have anything to fill here. And that was the dilemma that I had. And then a Homo told me that he said, it doesn't matter right now. What matters is that in the future we'll have a lot of things. This is just a
Mm.
starting point. At least try and get in. Just apply, and we'll see what happens from there on. Uh, and
Mm.
so um and so I applied. My application was close to empty. I think all I had was just the university, my name, and those basic information about yourself. But everything else in tech, I was not. That's when I realized that, okay, if this is an application form to join a student program, how am I going to get a job? How is
True,
my
true,
future
true,
looking?
true, true, true.
So
No,
yeah, it's sort of.
we will get to those questions that where now you get through the application process. And I'm happy that you have mentioned to say when you start that you started with nothing, you didn't have
Nothing.
experience, and now it even gave you a wake-up call that like if I'm not active, if I'm not doing things, then it means like, hey, now when I want to work, how will I feel? How my CV will look like? And it's a message that you're sending to say like you need to be active. And so, and one thing that you covered, you said like there's a tragic that happened in your life. You were this person with these people with in a wrong cycle, and then tragedy happened. I don't know if it was related to your cycle, and then now you started to wake up. And the first step that you did was now you started to move your cycle. The fact like you met Homu. Homu is one of the person who's working for Microsoft now. And he took you to a gen to say, okay, the first step was he gave you go and join the program. So it was very lovely. And then you joined the program, you got accepted. Then after that, then you came to me. Then you said, okay, this is where now your power platform journey started to say like, okay, so tell us about that. How now did you start it in the power platform? You joined the program, you met right people, then you met Homu directed to the right the cycle of people, which is join this program. From this program, you find that, okay, there are already people who are like-minded who joined that, and you realize that I was part of those people. Then you came and asked advice, saw your power platform journey, how it started.
Basically, Homo directed me to Fanny, and then when I got to Fanny, I shared my story with Fanny about my life and the things that I've done in university. Because if you met me in university, you would have seen me as a different person. You wouldn't see me as someone that loved tech. I gave off a whole different personality. So you wouldn't see someone that loves tech, that's passionate about it. And so
And about life, you
about
just,
life in general, I was not that
yeah.
person. If you looked at me, I looked a bit too carefree. I was just unconcerned. I gave off that energy. And so I sat down with Fanny, I spoke to him, I told him basically the story from start to finish. And then Fanny was like, okay, I hear your story. Listen, this is what you're gonna do. You're gonna learn the power platform, and you're gonna make power apps. And then Fanny introduced me to Someleza Diko and Sbani Tube. And that is literally how everything started. Um, we went to MUT, and when I went to MUT, I thought I was going to watch Fanny and Diko in action, and then Fanny threw me in the deep end. Fanny was like, "Lebo, go on stage, give a talk," and I'm like, "What do you, I didn't come here for talk." He took me off guard. I had no idea that I was going to be talking, and then I think that was his way of sort of helping me get over my low self-esteem, or not thinking that I can get things done, or I can sort of become a speaker. Um, and so I went on stage, I spoke. It was actually quite well. Um, and that's how everything started. Somaleza Diko and Sbani Tube and I, we formed a tiny group called the Power Ninjas, and then things took off from there. We started a small YouTube channel called the YouTube channel was uh
Spicy.
Inspire SA. It was started by Nasis, and then we had a slot on Thursdays, which was Power Thursdays. And so we would just generally give talks on the Power platform here and there, and we would learn things and then teach it to others, or things that we knew prior, and then we'd teach it to other students. Because when you join the Microsoft program, right, us as DT students, or as university students in general in South Africa, we live in a very small niche, right? We have this world of ours. We are taught these things, and we don't know what's happening in the rest of the world, or what they're learning, or how to prepare for the outside world. So we feel as if I can just get this cum laude, or if I can just get these A's in uni, then I'll be set, I'll be fine, I will get a job, I'll be eligible. But then you join the program, you see this guy who's a freshman year, with an internship at Microsoft, with all these certifications, and no one told you about them. You don't know that you have to do certifications. No one tells you about them, you know. And then you start learning things about different companies and what the different companies want, like data structures and algorithms, and how to prepare for interviews. You were never taught these things in university. If you're lucky enough, you get to know about a journey some Lebohang had or someone as a Diko had, and then you can learn things prior. But we did not have this luxury. We had to learn through the hard way of sort of meeting people in the program, seeing them how they do things, and then trying to replicate that and see, okay, will this work in my field? Right. And
Awesome.
so that is when life started. After we did a few videos in YouTube, some tutorials here and there, I had to stop because the program is for students and I was no longer a student. So I spoke to Diko, I spoke to Spani. I said, Spani, I can no longer be part of the our show now because it would be unethical for me to be giving out tutorials as a Microsoft student ambassador when I'm no longer a student. And so Diko took over. Diko sort of took care of everything and Spani, and I had to now find my way. Now, the funny part is that I know Power Platform. I know this Power Platform. I know it's a cool technology, but how do I now break into the industry from just giving tutorials on YouTube? That was the tricky part. And so I have no experience. I have no professional experience on
Sorry
it.
about that, because we are mentioning this Power Platform. Some people might not have an understanding what's a Power Platform. So just tell us like what's Power Platform, just in 1 minute or in 60 seconds. Just what is Power Platform?
The Power Platform is it's a cool platform that the Microsoft geniuses came up with. Instead of writing code, you can just drag and drop things and write a few formulas and create an app, or just workflows, a bunch of different things. So, for example, if you were to make an app writing code, it would take you about several weeks, if not months or so. I was actually going to get into this in a later point because there's so much more to unpack. Right. So
Yeah, no, it was just like to give a brief to say like it's part of it's part of Microsoft 365. And then what we're trying to do is like they try to increase productivity in which way. So what happened is instead of now hiring a developer to come and develop an app that will cost millions, now you can a person who is a secretary can start now to produce. If now they used to send emails every Friday for people to submit report, then now you can create an automated processes using Microsoft Power Platform to automate that thing. So a secretary can learn Power Platform, then from there, then he can design apps. So what happened is in this new age of say 4IR, it's need like now, even a normal person, the secretary administrator can now start to learn how to develop apps easily by tracking and drop and automate those processes without hiring a developer who will spend years and months and millions into designing that. So that's the beauty of it. And universities are not teaching this, as Lebo touched it, to say like you are in this niche market of this world where you only learn what you have been given. But through this Microsoft program that he joined, which is Microsoft Student Learn Ambassador, he started to see things beyond. He started to interact with people in the UK, in the US, anywhere. Then he started to see what they're doing. And it inspired him from this person who has a less confidence to be on top of the world. So yeah, that's what we wanted to say. Like that's the in nutshell, that's Microsoft Power Platform, and you can hear that he was a self-taught around it. So yeah, continue to say that now you wanted to break through to go into the industry. You have built your profile in terms of learning to say, okay, before you move there, how important was those into before, or like for you to move in the industry? Because you can move, but you need to have that skill. So that how like this channel that you were doing, this community engaged work, I want you to explain the importance of it in preparing you to the industry, because you can't move in the industry without having that skill. What was this giving back, being active in the community in form of the YouTube? How crucial was it into transferring you from this world of, let's say, you're a student now to be a professional?
Okay, before everything happened, before all that happened, I worked for a company in Durban. Virtually, I worked as a developer. I was writing code. Because that was the first job that I had. And I looked at our economy, I looked at the situation that we had, and I thought maybe I might not get a job. Let me take what I have right now. And so I started writing code. I wrote a lot of code. That's what I did for I think 9 months of my life after university. And so I'm writing code. I have this skill, the Power Platform. I can make Power Apps. I can make workflows. I have this other skill on the side, but I am not professionally experienced with it. I don't have proof to show that I can do those apps professionally. And so I'm picked up by a development company. Uh, and so I start writing code basically. But in between the writing of code, I can realize the thing is once you join or once you know about the Power Platform, you can't really go back. If you're going to now learn how to write or how to make apps without writing code, and then you're going back to making apps with writing code, it feels like I'm walking. It's like you're moving backwards now, because now I can make an app in about a week or in about a few days, but now I'm writing code and I'm spending months on one app, and I am doing all these things that I know I could do faster with the Power Platform. But how do I now how do I now get a job in the Power Platform? That's if I even get a job, because these are the realities that you have to think about. You know, life isn't so easy that you sort of just learn this and then you sort of get a job that fast. You have to be prepared for these things. You have to be mentally prepared for how long it takes and what it takes, to be honest. And so I spoke to Deco. Uh, I think Deco had recently gotten a job as he first got a job as a SharePoint developer in a company in Kloof. And so Deco and I always spoke. We interacted almost every day. And so Deco is now in a way within the Power Platform. Like he's using a tech in the Power Platform professionally, and now I'm trying to find a way to use it professionally. And so I spoke to Deco for a bit, and then Deco told me that if it's not what you love doing, if you don't love the pro development of it all, if you don't like coding anymore, and you're afraid that you might not get a job in the future, I think you should put those worries aside and focus on the process of trying to be better so you can get a job in the future in what you love. And so after 9 months, I quit my job as a pro developer. But there were a lot of things that I learned in that job, a lot of things that helped me get to where I am. Because now you're in the industry, you came in the industry as a student, you know these things that you're taught in varsity. And you go there, it's a whole different game, it's a whole different process, and you have to relearn different things. You learn new things. And then you realize that my time in uni, I didn't learn things that I needed to learn to survive the industry. And so I took those lessons that I learned in the company, and then I applied them to my life, and I used them as a form of discipline and a form of principles to sort of get things done on a daily basis. And so now I realized, okay, I no longer have a job. I want to, in a few months, have a job globally, because that was the plan. I wanted to get a job in a Power Platform in a different company outside the country, because in South Africa, you don't really have that many opportunities to use the Power Platform. And if you do get them, they want years of experience. They will not just take a university student who has the skills, because they look at experience. And that's also another reality that we need to sort of cater for. And so I decided, okay, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to learn the skills all over again. But now I'm going to try and write things differently, more cleaner, more professionally. I'm going to do things if you look at my formulas for my power apps, you will now realize this person knows what he's doing. This isn't just the work of someone who experiments with these things. He has months of just looking into these things. He has spent his time learning this. And so I'd watch videos of cloud advocates who taught how to write specific codes, formulas. I mean, how to do certain formulas, and everything starts when you have a favorite cloud advocate, or sort of like the guy that you go to for specific things. For example, if I'm working with Power Apps, I know I'll look for April Dunham. If I'm working with workflows, I know I'll go for Reza because he's one of the best in writing Power Automate flows. And so that's how everything sort of started for me. And then I realized, because you have to have someone that you look up to, that you want to become in the future. So that sort of helps you judge yourself on a daily basis. Okay, am I getting better? Is this a bit cleaner? Is this a bit better, kind of thing? And pay in mind, before all of this happened, before I even got picked up by a startup company, before all of this happened, I started with literally nothing and no experience. I had no goals, I had no passions, I had no direction whatsoever. And then I joined the Microsoft Student Ambassadors program. I got a sense of direction. I knew what I wanted to do with my life. That's why I would advise every student to join the program, because that's where dreams are made. That's where you sort of realize, okay, this is what I want to do, because you are exposed to all these different people, all these different advocates, and you will find what you love eventually. Doesn't matter how long it takes, but you will find what you love. So it's important.
Awesome.
It's important that you join the program if you can.
Awesome. Yeah, no, we will get deeper into it. Chezi will ask you questions specifically on it. So yes, yeah, I see. Yes, you can ask your question there.
Yes.
Hello, Lebo.
Hi.
Can you please repeat whose videos did you watch on YouTube?
April Dunham for Power Apps. It was April Dunham, Shane Young. That's Power Apps.
Okay, thank you.
So what we're going to do, don't worry, what we're going to do, now you have connection with Lebo. So what we'll do is, I want you to pick up the interest. We'll take you through the journey of Power Platform, where they specifically come in. So no worry at the moment. So what we can do, because there's a certain, you will need to be introduced very well. So what I will do is, we will do a section where him and Someleze, they come, and Zbani just share just an overview of a Power Platform. So they were looking up to these people who are cloud advocates, seeing them on YouTube. You get an opportunity to interact with them or give them their numbers so that you can bother them anytime. So as you say, like, you have to look up to someone. These people, they work for Microsoft, they're on top of there. So even him now, he's there so that you can have a direct communication. So they will make even that journey much easier.
Yes, and so you sort of have to look. Yeah, you have to have someone to look up to. I think it's very important to look up to someone and to want to become them, or to become close to them, because now, for example, Someleze started watching April Dunham videos, but now he works with it directly, and it is the craziest thing. I don't think he talks about it enough, but we used to watch those videos like crazy, and we used to be like, wow, this is insane, this is crazy, this is cool. And now he works with her on a daily basis. Yeah, and they can just get into meetings and talk, and it just shows you how far you can take your life if you just have a goal and a plan and the patience to get it done.
And right people, a cycle of right people.
It's very important to have a cycle of right. It's very important, because if you look left, someone else is doing his own thing in the platform. You look right, there's someone else doing their own thing. You look left, or you look straight, there's Fanny hosting events with students all the time, and you ask yourself, how do I become a better speaker? How will I improve here and there and there? And so you sort of learn different things from different people, all your friends, and you sort of help each other achieve your goals, because that's essentially what we did. We basically helped each other, and if ever someone needed something, the other person would be there for them and help them with that specific thing. And okay, so sorry.
No. You were saying something?
And so now I have the skills. I can make Power Apps, I can make workflows, because it is a bit of a solo experience. You must have support. You must have the right friends to direct you to different places and to give you that inspiration. But the learning process, uh, it's just it's long hours of sleepless nights on your own in your room, just doing the work, getting things done. Because there is no easier way, to be honest. There is no shortcut. That work needs to be done. The hard work needs to be done. There is no shortcut for it. Right. Now I have the skills, but how am I going to be selected or going to be how am I now going to land an interview for a global company at that? And then I realized you need to have certificates for that specific technology. And so I started started learning for certifications. You just sort of study, you look at the objectives, and then you write. Basically, that's about it, and then you pass. And now I have the certs, I have the skills. Now what I have to focus on is the CV. Does my CV cater for the global space? Is it something that you can look at and realize that this person is someone that I want to hire or want in my team, right? And so what I did was, the funny part is that I didn't realize until a few weeks of sort of deep diving into CVs that if you're doing things, if you have a community, if you're a community builder and you're making videos for people or tutorials, that also works as projects because you're building them on the on the channel. So I had links to the videos that Somaleza and Somaleza Tiko and Sbani Dube and I did, and so that worked as projects, right? And so the companies could sort of click on the on the links and go to our channel and see our content. And that helped me land an interview with Content in Cloud, because when I went to the interview, when I got accepted and went to the interview, we mostly spoke about my time as an ambassador and the videos that I did with Somaleze. My time in university was barely spoken on or just mentioned. It was like 1 minute of the interview. It was basically I went to university and then I joined the program. And then they asked, tell me more about the program. What did you guys do? And then I dived deep into the program and what we did and our videos and our content and the things that I learned through the program. So it is important that you join the program. It is important that you sort of help the community learn things that you've learned. You make content and you find the right circle of people that will help you grow, because you need the right circle of people, because that's how it all started for me. I found the right people and they helped me grow. As much as I'd like to say I did it on my own, I did not. I had help. I had a lot of help from different people when I needed it. And so few months later, I am now working for the solutions architecture team in a global company in the UK. And I am sort of basically getting paid to do what I used to do for fun. That's what I told that's what I told Deco. When Deco got his job as a cloud advocate, that's what I told him. I said, we're now going to get paid for doing things that we did for fun in YouTube. And that's basically it. And I wouldn't choose a different life, to be honest. The best thing I did was join the ambassador program, meet Fani, have him direct me to the Power Platform, because if that never happened, then I wouldn't have known about it, you know. And so that's my journey, and that's how everything started for me.
It's so inspiring. It's so inspiring. And I was even going to correct it, say, like, you have to work hard. If you have passion, I remember there were time of you 2 a.m. working, you know, not even working, having fun with a Power Platform. And the fact, like now, try to find, sometimes you took a little bit risk of saying, hey, I want to code, but then there's no fun into coding actual things. you were coding, developing using C#, you didn't have fun. But then this one now, you were having fun. So even if at 2 a.m. you still working on the thing, that it's like you don't feel like you're working. And
You
to
don't feel
just
like you're working.
summarize, before now we go to Mr. Cheza, it's like have a person that you look up to. It can be someone who inspires you in a space. Like you might look Messi, you might look Ronaldo, you might look, but they're in different space. But in your space, look for someone that you inspire to be, to be in the same position that they are. Like Someleze, he will tell you now he's working with those people that he used to watch on YouTube. You were looking for those people you were looking up to, now you are at their level. The second thing is get professional certificate. So in the thing that you love, it's either you love coding, there is a professional certificate that you need to get, and have the right people, right cycle of people, your CV. Uh, Now at university, what you can write, you can get your cum laude, or you can get as many hours as you can. But let we mention it, you might have, they only spend that less than 1 minute into maybe a 30 minutes or an hour interview just to ask about the school stuff. But then most of the time was what? Like they were teaching, they were actively involved in the communities through YouTube. You might be doing other things. So those are the time where they will ask you more about your project and make sure that you have a proof. That's why most of the time, the people that I mentor, I make sure that they have articles that have been written on very big publication, because what they do during their interview, they can provide that proof of saying what I said in the interview is actually well documented. So for developers, you have to use GitHub, but for him, they had to use YouTube. So to check really that what you are saying is really true, build projects. And that's why most of the time we do this program projects. Some people who are here, that's why they know that I said on Saturday, you're going to teach other people. It's things like this, because now when you go to the industry, they don't care about you getting distinctions, getting cum laude. They care about what you've been doing, what the skill that you have. And then, yeah, so like the last section, it will be like now the more on the student ambassador. Mr. Cheza, it's your turn. Thank you so much.
Yeah, before I ask some question about the program, Mr. Lebo, you said that earlier, before you start with a power platform, you didn't know about computers. You want that person who wasn't interested in computers. What really inspired you to apply for that program? Did you have a specific goal you wanted to reach?
I didn't have a goal. That is the sad and honest truth. I didn't have any goals at the time, but I had friends that made me have goals. They gave me direction because I thought, okay, this is a cool thing. People are doing cool things in tech, but will I ever do such cool things in tech? Do I even have the skills or the mental capacity to do that? But then it was all a matter of being thrown into situations, to be honest. For example, Homo said join the program. I didn't think of it myself. It was directed towards me by a good friend. I didn't think of the Power Platform. Finally told me to study on it, learn about it, and then like after a week of learning about it, he then says that you have to make an app for this. Finally, what was the first app? The meeting app.
It was for Inectas.
Inectas, right? We had I think we stayed on we had a hackathon on campus, and then he sort of threw me in the deep end and said you have to try and get this done, you see. And so these tiny things, these good friends, and these sort of small directions or sort of small help, they direct you to a place. Before you know it, you like what you're doing, you enjoy the process of doing these things and learning about these things, you know so that's why I'm saying having good friends is very important. Because I didn't think I could do this, but they believed that I could. They saw things that I didn't see in myself at the time. I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, that's very amazing. Yeah, some people here don't know about Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador. Would you please elaborate on what Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador, if you are to describe that to someone who is interested in joining in the program, what would you say about it?
To cut it in short, the Microsoft Student Ambassador is it's a program for students to learn different Microsoft products and platforms. You're given the opportunity to interact with employees. You're given an opportunity to talk, to have talks in different events. For example, if you've done enough events on your own, because you sort of you grow by status the more events you do. If you learn, you have to first pick what you want to do. For example, we picked the Power Platform. There are different techs, different products in Microsoft. We just picked the Power Platform, and then we did a bunch of shows on it, a bunch of tutorials, and a bunch of seminars in different places. And if you do enough and you report that, you sort of give it to you feed to the program. You can now be given an opportunity to talk in bigger shows, um, or bigger events like Microsoft Build or things like that. But you're given benefits and you're given an opportunity to grow in the program. And if you, while growing in the program, because it seems as if you're growing in the program, you're actually growing as a developer yourself. So that's why it's a good idea to join the program, because now it feels like you're just having fun, but in reality you're growing and you're learning different things, and your CV is getting more things. You're interacting with different developers, different advocates. Now you have a network of people that you didn't have a few months ago. You know where to go for specific things. You know who to talk to for specific things. And in a nutshell, in a simplified way, it is a good place to meet people that will inspire you, people that are just like you. If you love tech, everyone that's there loves tech, and so you'll find friends and colleagues that will help you reach, I don't know, the peak of your career. You know.
Yeah. Yes, apart from networking opportunities across the globe, what is the benefit of being a Microsoft Student Ambassador?
The benefits. There are benefits, but I don't like talking about the benefits. I feel like you should just join the program and
Yeah.
then figure what you love in it. Because if you're going for the benefits, then that is a tricky thing. No one talks, no one mentions those. You learn those inside. Like you once in the program, then you know, oh, it's okay. We have these benefits. But let's not focus on that for now. Let's try and get in. But trust me, there are a lot of
Just
benefits.
one level. Just
Yeah.
tell them the certificate. It's cost 1,000 rand. Then
Okay.
there you get it for free.
Okay. Yeah.
And
Well,
one thing is you get access to people who are already working in Microsoft, like Microsoft Cloud. So
yeah. So
yeah,
basically,
then
once you
stop there. Don't tell them the others. They will see it inside.
uh,
There are
once
so
you
many
reach,
benefits there.
there are too many, but there was a problem whereby people are joining for benefits and they don't do much in the program, so it became a bit of a problem. So basically, the first one is once you reach beta, after alpha, you have to give an event or sort of host an event, and then you reach beta level. And then after that, after you finish your learning path, you are given a voucher to write a certificate, a fundamental certificate for free, which is like I think it's 1.5 thousand, yeah, but it's free. You can write it for free. Basically, it's free. You don't have to pay a cent. You just sort of write it for free. And the second one is you have access to cloud advocates. If you have enough passion and they see that you love what you do, you can have a mentor that's a cloud advocate, and they can show you the ropes, how you do certain things, and they can, for example, there's Tori. Tori loves .NET, and he has a mentor who is a cloud advocate, and they have sessions together, like one-on-one sessions, where late at night Tori writes code with her, and she teaches him how to write better and cleaner code, and he contributes to the open source with her help. So maybe if you join the program and you're good and you sort of love what you do, then you'll have a cloud advocate that mentors you. That's another benefit. Yeah.
Awesome. So an out cloud advocate. So most of the time, a student they don't have access to mentors in terms in the field of technology, especially females. Then that's why even this year the aim is like Lebo. It's a big task that I'm giving you. We need to empower more females to come into this space. So what cloud advocates are these people who are already working for Microsoft. So even to get at Microsoft, it's a mission.
It's a
So
mission.
having that like someone who is working for these products that we are using, like these people build the Teams, we are using Teams, we are using Windows every day, we using a Word document, you are using Visual Studio, and you have an opportunity to have a one-on-one with such people who build products that you are using every day. You know, it's so wonderful. So that's why when you join that program, you have access to such people who you use those products every day. You always stream about Microsoft, but then now you have the connection with people who build these products that you're using every day. So when you write a code, you will even know, there's the person who created this special code. So you'll see once you start to join, you are interacting with people. The tools that you use at university, when people are dreaming about this Microsoft, you have access to them. So cloud advocate are these people who work for Microsoft, who are building projects that you use day by day. Yeah. Thank you so much, Mr. Chase. Is done. So thank you so much, Lebo. And any last words that you want to give and to motivate into like any general, from a person who had no confidence at all to a person now who's working, who's earning pound. Someone said yesterday he's earning pound. Once as you are still red, you are earning pounds. So what's your last word, you know?
My last words is that it is a bit. Hello, am I still here?
Yes, you're still there.
Okay.
Yes.
So the truth is, it is not as difficult as it may seem. It is not impossible. That's what I can tell you. Um, Looking at your current sort of level, at your current place or stage of your life, you feel, ish, that is a far place to sort of be in. That is way ahead from me. I might not be able to get that far, but with the right amount of patience, the right amount of preparation, it is very easy to get to this point in time. You just need to just don't stop working. And another thing is take care of your back because you're gonna need it. Have a good posture because once you start getting back pain, it doesn't end well, you know. So take care of your back. Be really kind to your back. You will need it for all the long nights where you just be deving and writing all those formulas, making all those workflows. Um, and secondly, get certifications. School is nice. University is great. Um, it is a bit important, but the world is changing, and we have thousands, if not, I don't know, millions of university graduates. So what sets you apart from them? What makes you the different person from that batch of people? So get certs, have projects, interact, give back to the community when you can, and and like Fanny said, make sure that you can have a sort of a source of reference to the things that you've done. Like for example, I had YouTube. Others have articles. Others have GitHub. Have a source of reference. Okay, I did this, and this is the proof that I did that. You know. But most importantly, don't rely on university alone. It won't get you to where you want to go, especially if you sort of want to work on a global scale. You don't. University will not help you. You have more than just university, because that is the reality of it all. You need to have certs and a bunch of certs. Once you start getting certifications, it's things get a bit easier. Trust me, things get a bit easier. People start taking notice of your profile, your LinkedIn, and then things get a bit easier for you. Yeah, and have confidence. Just in whatever you do, believe that you can do it. Believe in yourself. Even if you feel like, okay, I might not. This is difficult. This is impossible. I've done things that I thought I couldn't do, simply because I believed in myself. Um, but if I didn't believe in myself, I wouldn't have got them done or achieved as much as I have. And it took a while for me to achieve sort of reach that level of confidence, because trust me, Equinox funny, trust me, when I started, I had none. I had no confidence whatsoever. I didn't think that I could go this far, but I did, because a lot of people believed in me and a lot of people told me that I could. So now I am here telling you that you can do it as well.
Awesome. So, any questions from the audience?
I will answer any questions from the audience.
Hello.
Hello.
Is there any available program right now? I can't wait to join.
Oh, this
Okay.
one, Lebo,
I
this
wanna
one
know-
is with me, and I don't know why he's asking. He already have a job, so I'm surprised why he's asking.
I'm
Can't
just
trust
looking
me this
forward
one.
to it.
Are you talking about the ambassador program?
Yeah, no, I'll send the link now.
Yeah, it's funny. We'll send the link and you guys should join, because that's like I said before, that's where dreams are made, to be honest. Yeah, that's where you meet the people that you need to inspire you.
I've sent the link. Okay, perfect.
Any other questions?
No, it seems like everyone is happy. So thank you so much, Lebo. You know, it was Saturday. You're still trying to move, to settle in your space, and giving us this opportunity to tell stories to inspire those who are coming after you. Then we're trying to make their journey much easier.
We're always here.
Yes, thank
We're
you so
always
much.
here. Yes, we're always here.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Mr. Cheza, anything to Mr. Lebo in closing for me? I'm happy, and everyone who took their time on Sunday, thank you so much. I hope in the next 2 years you'll be earning in US dollars or in pounds.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your time you spent with us today. I've learned a lot of things I didn't know about before, and I hope this will help other students. Thank you very much.
Thank you for joining me. I'm glad I could help.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Then you will see, then you can record it. Okay, nice. Thank you. Now we will do a lot of the